tonight. I want a smooth ride, electric slide, push back and whine. I want you give me your all tonight. I want you give me your all tonight. I want a smooth ride, electric slide, push back and whine.
We are getting ready for 2 events in 1 weekend. You can feel the speed and witness it live. It's the Speed Paradise and the Carnival of Speed happening at the National Cycling Velodrome in Couva from the 19th of June to the 21st of June. This morning I welcome Melissa Farrier-Gomez, Communication Specialist at Team Drive Phase Sport, and Robert Farrier, Managing Director of the same. Good morning to you both and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning and thank you for having us.
Not a problem at all. Melissa, shall I start with you?
Sure.
Tell me what is the Speed Paradise and the Carnival of Speed events? What are they all about?
So the Speed Paradise and Carnival of Speed are two UCI Class 1 events, as you said, happening in 1 weekend. Right here in Trinidad and Tobago at the National Cycling Velodrome, as you already acknowledged. It's being hosted by none other than Drive Phase Sport in collaboration with Sport TT, the sports company of Trinidad and Tobago. This is the third year that we're hosting the event. The previous 2 years, the event was classified as Class 2. So this year, we're so proud to announce that it has been upgraded by the UCI to Class 1, which means that we're welcoming...
I'm not going to say, I don't know what that means. That means they say a bunch of letters that mean nothing to me. Tell me, what does that mean to go from Class 2 to Class 1?
So first of all, the UCI is the world governing body
for cycling.
Right?
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, to go from Class 2 to Class 1 means that we're now going to be welcoming some of the fastest cyclists in the world right here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. So does that mean, Robert, that this now takes our standing in the world view as far as hosting cycling competitions?
Correct.
It takes us up a notch?
Correct, it does. So there's a structure in terms of the UCI and how they do things in terms of giving you a Class 2 event to see organizational skills and so forth.
It's like a test event.
It's like a test event. It's like, so there are only 2 classes.
Right.
So they have Class 2 and they give you that, and then they look at the results, the way the event is organized and that kind of thing. And then they give you the upgrade. So we are fortunate that we did 2 years of Class 2 and it was upgraded to a Class 1 event.
Tell me, in terms of the difference between putting on a Class 2 event versus putting on a Class 1 event, what can we expect that would be different from previous years?
So what happens is that there's something called UCI points. UCI points for the riders means a whole lot. It is actually how you get world ranking. So that with those points, the riders look forward to having Class 1 points, which is more points.
Per race.
Yeah. It also benefits our local riders. Now that there's a Class 1 event, they also get more points, and it benefits them for things like elite funding with their ranking and stuff. So that's how important it is to cyclists around the world.
So it's important for us to understand that, right? Because there's a support system that has to make sure that these things happen. Because we always want to see somebody in the Olympics. We always want to see somebody riding in a race here, there, and everywhere. But understanding how they get to that place and how they get ranked on the world standing is very important.
And you're very correct about that. I mean, a lot of people don't understand all the things that happen before you reach the Olympics.
Exactly.
It is a very long process for cycling. As a matter of fact, next year, which will be the 4th edition of the year, it will be the start of the 4th edition of the event. It will also be the start of the Olympic cycle.
Okay.
So it means that they have to start here, getting Olympic points to go to the different Olympic qualifiers. So you have to qualify before you could qualify.
Yeah, you have to qualify to be able to qualify.
To be able to go to the qualifiers.
Right.
So that's how important it is.
All right. How many countries are we looking at participating in this one?
Well, so far we have registered over 15 countries that will be coming here to participate, and that includes countries from the Caribbean, from Latin America, from Europe. So we have countries like Great Britain, Canada, Sweden, Slovakia, Israel, Suriname, Jamaica, Barbados, and of course Trinidad and Tobago.
Naturally.
And we have a large contingent from Trinidad and Tobago.
What can spectators look forward to on the 3 days?
Speed.
You want speed?
Speed. It's a lot of speed. And I'll ask you a question. How many people have ever been to that facility and be inside? It is fantastic. It is a piece of art, that facility. It is world class. And it's very family oriented in terms of your seat and accommodation, that kind of thing. It's close to the action.
Yeah.
You actually, very close
You're
to
right next to the track.
Yes, you actually there, and you can feel there's something to that. You just don't feel the speed, you can hear it. So when the cyclists on the board, because the track is made of board, and they're on the board, you hear the board rumbling and that kind of thing. So so it's actually real. Yeah, adrenaline is actually it's high energy.
Is there a difference between the two events happening on the weekend, the Speed Paradise versus the Carnival of Speed?
Yeah, the difference is that we have a one-day event, which is the Speed Paradise, and the Carnival of Speed is a two-day event. No,
Yeah, but so what happens on the one day event?
The difference is that we have two sets of events on the one day, so you can see like sprint and carrying on the same day, and then the other 2 days you get separated between 2 days. No,
So why we have it as
reason
three
for
events,
that.
yeah.
So again, we as a team we looked at the structure of the UCI, and we give the opportunity for riders to come for one weekend and get 2 sets of points.
So is like point padding?
No, it isn't. It isn't. So we have 2 separate events on one weekend,
All right.
so that riders they choose that opportunity. So, for instance, there's an event happening very similar in Germany. So at the same weekend. So it's very strategically done by our team. We look at the World Championship is happening in October. The cutoff for the World Championship is the 7th of September
Okay.
with the UCI for quotas
Right.
and qualification. So at this moment, the rush is happening. So a lot of riders rush into these events to get the points
Right.
to qualify for the
And
World
because we have
Championships.
2 events, you're getting more points than if you go to Germany and just do one
Correct,
event.
and ride one event.
So is it that all athletes who are signed up to be a part of one, they can be a part of both events?
Correct.
Is that dangerous to the athletes?
No, they have championships that they go. The World Championships is over a period of 5 days. So this is actually very normal for an athlete.
All right, Melissa, tell me how this event is engaging young people and what is the impact on our local cyclists besides gathering the points?
Well, of course, athletes always like to. It's always a feeling of love and support when you're riding in front of a home crowd. So that's one. And as we mentioned before, it's an opportunity to ride against top performing athletes right here on home soil. Also, as it relates to engaging youths, think about it. What is one of the most popular gifts that a child receives
Is a bike.
for Christmas
They
or
always
birthday?
want one, whether they can ride on
A
a
bicycle,
bike.
right?
Yeah.
Also, this is also an opportunity for young people to come out on the track and see and get an up close and personal experience, the thrill of racing, experience it, see if this is something they want to take beyond a hobby, and actually probably pursue a professional career.
Tell me how people can, if people want to buy tickets, or is it ticket? I
Yes.
assume it's ticketed,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
If you want to get tickets, how do we do so?
So tickets are priced at $80 per day, or there's also a season pass at $200. That
That's
gives you
for the full
access.
weekend?
Yes, that gives
Okay.
you access for the full weekend. They are available at Biking in Stragonas or Marabella, and Cycle Concepts in Tunapuna and St. James. Tickets can also be purchased on the day. But
At
of
the-
course,
at the event.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the event. But of course, you don't want to risk that, right? You want to get the
'Cause you
tickets
might get a
beforehand. Who knows? We're hoping to fill the stands.
Yeah.
What would you
Only
say?
2,500 seats in that facility.
It's 2,500.
Only 2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like less than that to me.
Yeah, it's 2,500 and 2. To be exact.
Very interesting. Very interesting number. What time does it start?
It starts at 5 p.m. each day, and also want to mention that kids 12 and under are free.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's a double reason to get your tickets early, because if you reach down too late, the kids might take up all the seats because we want them to come out and support
Correct.
the event as well. Robert, what would you say to people who are like, well, why should I come to a cycling event? I don't really ride. I'm not really interested in this too much.
Think about the entertainment. I think we starve for that kind of entertainment in this country,
Tell me what the
we have a
entertainment
good,
is
we have a
like.
lot of good vibes and you
Yeah.
know, and other things that didn't go too correct, right? After that, right? And this is the event that
Not you with the shade.
yeah, you know, we have a lot of good vibes happening in this, right?
Good vibes, yes.
Yeah, good vibes, right? So you know, but think about it. You know, we attract a very mature crowd, and we see that you know they're starved for entertainment. You know, other than the cultural stuff that happened during Carnival time, the Calypso tents, and that to by myself, you know, that's to my opinion, it seems to kind of die. You know, so we're looking at bringing back this entertainment. I am born a Remian, and I remember the good days of the velodrome in Arima that was stacked and packed with spectators. The good old days of football in Arima, Hampton games in Arima, cycling in
PFL
Arima.
thing,
Yeah, those good days, and the communities coming out. And I know I want to say something about the communities, right? A lot of our young national athletes who have been selected for national teams duties come from communities all around Trinidad.
Of course.
Sandy Grande, in the west, we have from as far as Faizabad, and they all represent their communities. And some of those kids, the communities don't even know that they represent their country. So there's a good opportunity to bring out the communities, right? And bring it to one central location in Couva, and you know, support sport.
Give me an idea as to how many riders representing Trinidad and Tobago we have competing on that weekend.
We have approximately about 20 riders from juniors
20.
to elite, yeah.
And it's very interesting because we always see when we get to that elite level, we only see a couple show up at the top there. So it'd be nice to have more representation of about 20. And maybe, like you said, just having that home court advantage, that home court support would definitely lead us in that direction.
Yeah, we have the junior team that is actually going to be going to Junior Pan American Championships in July. We have the youth under 23 team that is going to Youth Pan Am Games in August.
Nice.
We have the elite cycling team that is going to the World Championship in Chile. They're all going to be participating at the event. So it's a good opportunity to get familiar with your cyclist that is going to be representing you at these upcoming events.
Minister Robert, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Congratulations on moving up a tier from tier 2 to tier 1. And we look forward to seeing the event and to experiencing the event. It's happening in the weekend of the 19th to the 21st of June. Yes, it's a holiday weekend, but you're going to come out and enjoy Speed Paradise and the Carnival of Speed. We take a quick break and we come back with more right here on the Now Morning Show. More cycling, actually. So stay tuned.
Tonight, I want